There certainly has never been a greater champion of design and architecture in the United States Senate than Senator Moynihan. But I think you'd have to rank him at the very top of the list of people in public life in the 20th century who have championed good design and architecture.
He's been willing to say, this is what I think we ought to do, and face down the opposition that almost always accompanies somebody who's trying to figure out what the right thing is rather than what's the popular thing.
Rarely do the skills of government embrace also the awareness or skills of architecture. And not since Jefferson have we had such a voice in government. He's always been interested in architecture. My guess is that it began when he first wrote the guiding principles for federal architecture. And it was those words that caught the imagination, certainly of those in the design world, but also for the first time of the people empowered to enact on the behalf of the world's greatest builder, the federal government.
It was his vision that has transformed Pennsylvania Avenue, taking a terrible, derelict, rundown street between two of our most important destinations, the Capitol and the White House, and helping to transform it into the thriving avenue that it is today.
To be an advocate of good design is to face almost certain opposition, because somebody will say, it costs too much, there are more important things. I think it's unheard of that somebody has the capacity to endure the disappointments and the setbacks and all the other sorts of things that accompany any effort, not just to preserve, but to enhance human life on the planet.
Pat is well known for his great energy about historic preservation, but I think that's been secondary to his openness about new design.
Giving us a new Penn Station after the tragedy of having the old one torn down, and he has been absolutely persistent in his commitment to the Foley Building becoming the new Penn Station.
His charge to me was not about a particular style of architecture or reinforcing the classicism of the buildings that we were transforming, but to make it a powerful piece of space rooted in history in terms of its purpose, but completely modern in terms of its technology and form.
Senator Moynihan's obviously one of the brightest and most visionary members of the Senate, but what's, in my mind, singular about him at times is the nerve. And by that I mean he's relentlessly courageous.
Without a question, with no hesitation whatsoever, he said, we are going to do what's right. And that sort of reinforcement from a client when you're sort of down and out and having been battered, that's remarkable. Pat Moynihan's my hero.
I think no one is more deserving of this award.